Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back. Hey Latoya, what's going on? Happy Sunday, sis. So excited to have you here. Are y'all ready to talk about this week's episode of Diarra from Detroit, honey? We made it to episode 6, Fish Bones. And when I tell you the absolute most happened, but I'm not doing it by myself today. Special guest. Everyone knows this man. I mean, he's known out here in these YouTube streets. I'm about to bring on here my partner in crime, Mr. J from VACAY-JayTV. How are you doing this evening, sir? How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. How you doing? Can you hear me?
I'm good, barely.
Barely?
Barely.
Barely, honey? Okay, let me get this right. You know these people's. I'm coming. Here we go. I'm coming. Can you hear me now?
Oh, much better. Much better.
Right. Wonderful. Okay. How you doing?
I'm doing well this beautiful Sunday after watching Diarra for the second or third time. I mean, I've got the notebook, Jay. Got
Good,
the notebook.
Because it was very detailed, honey. It was very detailed.
Listen, not a game at all. And we have so much to cover, so many slides. But first, okay, I want to know from you.
Mm-hmm.
Is this the super secret Negro Soldier program? That's what I want to know before we get started with the review.
I mean, it's looking, Sweet Pea, it's looking like it. I mean, every little step in this episode is telling me that this guy either is a con man or he is definitely down with this secret Negro Soldier program. I mean, it's getting so deep right now that I'm like, what is going on? Like, what? I don't know. I don't know.
Listen, it's definitely giving there's a secret agent, or like you said, he's a scammer, like the one lady called him a couple episodes ago.
Yeah.
He's a con man. He is something. I do not know. But before we dive in, let's make sure we greet everyone who's here. Miss Latoya, sis, always showing love. Everyone come on and hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Amen. She says, "Hey Jay, hey Queen, hey Queen,
hola."
Tonight. Hey Breeze, what's up, girl? How you doing?
It's good, Breeze.
But Jay, overall, episode 6, Fish Bones. What did you think of the episode as a whole?
All right, so a lot of surprises, a lot of what the heck, a lot of man, these ladies is crazy. A lot of, bro, really? Massage? Pancakes? You ain't smashing? A lot of like, what? I'm giving a hand job with my mouth. Listen, a lot of surprises. So can I say that I actually weirdly love this episode? Can I say that?
You're allowed to say that. And so you've spoiled us though in the past, and you've given us a rating before we've started all of these reviews, right? So the rating, you surprisingly loved it, but out of 10,
I would give it, with all the details and all the surprises and all the funny parts, I would actually give it an 8.5. This episode, like, I had to really watch it again. I know the first time you told me you watched it, you fell asleep. I watched it, kind of drifted off. But when I really watched it today, I was like, yo, this is crazy, especially the end. And I'm not going to spoil it, but especially the end. I was like, holy that's what I did at the end. I was like, oh, shoot. Crazy.
That's what I said too. I was like, come on. I'm probably going to match your rating tonight. And even though I fell asleep the first go round, this was a deep episode. We got a lot more information, and some of the predictions, some of the predictions given have come to pass, and we'll get to it, honey, because I got 1,000 slides. But what I really enjoyed initially, because I am a what's the word I'm looking for? I am a noir girly, right? I grew up watching black and white detective movies. Okay. Humphrey Bogart was my guy. And so when you give me a black and white and you give me some narration, it gives all the things. But the episode begins and we are following Detective Elias, right? Because we found out in a couple episodes ago, I believe, or last episode, that Detective Elias was one of the original cops that was on the case for the missing Deontay, right? When he was a child. Right. And so he left his notebook with Diarra and he's telling a story. Okay. And so in this first scene, this is him now, right? But he's flashing back to a younger him who has gotten the case. And in 95, he's pointed to Mr. Greeks. What did you think about the opening scene, the noir moment, the black and white? How did this feel for you? And what did you think of his detective skills?
So cinematically, I definitely loved it, right? The black and white, we're going back to 95, younger self. Like, this to me excited me because, okay, if he's been on the case for this long, all right, we're about to get some more real good details because he's a detective, right? Even though this case hasn't been solved, he's a real detective. He's not like Diarra. She's kind of like the teacher / detective at this point. But I'm like, all right, cool. We're getting somewhere. All right, we're pointing to Mr. Greeks. We're pointing to this guy. Okay, why are we pointing to this guy? So I'm excited seeing this very moment. Like, all right, let's see what he has, right? Let's see what he has to offer us.
Absolutely. And so we saw he went and he talked to his chief. I'm assuming that's who the guy in the suspenders was, right? And he's like, I told you to keep focused on the mama, right? I don't need you going after these mobsters, with Mr. Greeks. But did that stop young Elias? No, because we get to see a young Mr. Greeks at the restaurant and they have even a little confrontation. And I was like, okay. But this led him down another path, Jay. This led him to the strip club. What did you think about his detective work and the scribbles?
Well, I love the scrippers. It takes a lot of talent to do what you do, especially in 1995. It is a talent. It's an acquired thing. People are trying to pay their way through school and take care of their kids. So I respect the art of the scrippers, but yet the exotic dances, right? So I'm going to show love to that. But as we go into this section here, I'm really questioning, like, okay, what do the strippers have to do with this? I'm still like, I don't know. I have no idea, but I'm loving the fact that we're going on this little like path here. So yeah.
This journey. I love it. And so after he's approached the strippers, right? Because where was Mr. Greek? Apparently, Mr. Greek liked the shake joint. Okay. He liked being there. And basically, he follows them there. The strippers are like, no, he was here the whole time, right? And we know it because this was the day of the O.J. Simpson verdict, which did you find the timing of this?
Crazy. Oh my God. Blew my mind, right? When I was like, what? The OJ, he just passed away and this just lines up like this? Crazy. Blew my mind, Ashley. I was like, whoa.
That's exactly what I said. I was like, do y'all know something we don't know? So, but basically, young Elias has an older partner, right? And this man is saying, this case is like a fishbone. Okay. Basically, fish bones, you have to be careful how you eat them because if you don't, you'll choke on them and it'll take you out. right? And so at the moment, young Elias didn't take that seriously, but very quickly he learned this was probably a case that he didn't want to embark upon, right? He comes back, sees his partner has been taken out. What did you think of this moment? What did you think of that conversation that they had?
I mean, he was trying to warn him, right? I'm your partner. Oh, you don't need, I didn't call you here, but listen, partners, you don't have to call. I'm gonna be there for you, right? But when he did get popped, right? I wonder how he figured out what he drew on his hand was a spider out of the blood that he. I was like, how'd you figure that out, bro? Like, come on. But yeah, this is dangerous. This is getting real dangerous. And yeah, his life is definitely in danger.
Absolutely. And so, with all that being said, remember there was something that Diarra said to Captain Elias, or Detective, former retired Detective Elias, right? She says to him, you know, you're a coward. Okay. You're a coward. You didn't finish this off. And so he gives her all of the information that he has, the notes, and he said, this is now your fishbone, Diarra, since I was the coward, right?
Yep.
Have at it, sis. You got this. And so we see her now reading through the book. But in the same moment, honey, she said, but enough of this for right now, right? Because I have something better at home.
Oh yeah.
You see that look of satisfaction on her face, Jay? You see
Oh
that?
yeah. I do. I do.
Not to, and I don't want to dip into any other show that we're reviewing, but I just want to say, if Danger can do this without dropping off the peen in vagine, I think that the men on BMF need to work a little bit harder. I'm just gonna put it right
there. I mean, this is comparable to, you know, our good auntie and the card, right? Just the thought of, you know, just reaching a certain climactal level just off of pancakes and a little bit of touching. So yeah.
Absolutely. Now, so like I said, she had something better at home. Okay. And if I dare, so I got to get on camera for this. Y'all need to see my face when I say this to you. Big Meech, aka Danger, aka Mr. Calvin. Yeah. Yeah. He's him, Jay. He was giving everything a young lady needs. Do you hear me? From the coffee to the pancakes to the pull out your spectacles, honey, and read the book.
Yeah. You was feeling that, huh? You was feeling that? Okay. That's your vibe. That's your vibe.
And the
everybody
voice.
Get a fan. Everybody get a fan. Get a fan.
I'll fan my own self.
You gonna fan Danger.
Because Mr. Danger gave everything that he needed to give for Diarra to feel safe, to feel comforted, to feel at home. Yet, right, we see this Jordan. I don't know the number. Forgive me. I have Jordans, but I don't know the numbers. Maybe it's a 4. Put it in the chat, y'all, if y'all know what Jordans those are. But is this Jordan a metaphor for this case? Is this Jordan that's strategically shot between them, right? Is that representative of like a chasm that might form while she's investigating this case? What did you think of that? What did you think of that?
You might be right, because we can't forget who Danger is connected with, right? I call a Big Red, right? So again, we got the whole warning in the beginning. She was like, listen, if things go down, I'm gonna need to call you and your little independent crew, and y'all got to get down with us. So I need to know if you have family, whatever. So yeah, it's it might be a foreshadowing, as we say, with this chasm. The chasm might happen. He might have to do something. So we'll see. Yeah, we'll see.
We shall definitely see. But I think that's what we're going for. Let's see what's happening in the chat. Danger can massage my glutes. Listen, Monique, a lie you have never told, my good sis, because I'm gonna just sit her right there with them arms, with them tattoos. This isn't that kind of show. But yeah, I respect it. I understand it. I believe it. Okay. Now, Prince in the snow, Jay. If I can be honest with you, this part tickled me so much, right? Because we know after the gala, the Detroit experience, that Moni left feeling some kind of way for whatever reason. She felt some kind of way, but she's back in business, honey, and back in character because immediately she's texting Diarra, "Girl, you smashing Danger?" I thought she was hypnotized by Milk Carton Boy. What happened, Diarra?
Right.
What happened? What?
Super nosy Moni, minding somebody else's business, looking at the footprints in the snow. Yeah, he been over there a couple, like she knows how many days. She's looking at how many footprints, where it's going back and forth to Danger's house. Yeah, definitely it was funny. And she's looking all shocked, like, my best friend is sneaking. You know your girl. You know your girl all up in your business. She always been up in your business. You know what I mean? So it was definitely, Breeze, hilarious for real. I was laughing too. Caught out
When
there.
she said 3 nights, Prince back and forth, Moni was on it. She was like, "Don't play with me.
Yeah.
I know exactly what's going on."
Right.
And so Diarra's responding, "WTF? How are you identifying tracks in the snow? You should work for Animal Planet." And then Moni comes back like Mr. Biggs. "If y'all ain't smashing, then what y'all doing?" Because you remember the song, Jay, right? With Mr. Big, and he's like, "Well, if you're not sleeping with her, what the heck you
Right, what the
doing
hell
with
he's
her?
doing with her?
You know what I mean? That's what it gave for me in that
Right.
moment. And so Moni's finally back on track, right? And she says, "I'm good. What's up with Zervis?" Now, Zervis, we met at the end of the last episode with the Bobcat rolling over that man's head. That was Zervis, right? That's the Greek mob boss that we now are encountering. And that's also the guy that Detective Elias was referencing in his notes. That's the young Greek at Mr. Greek's back in the day. So we're moving right along. And now Swah. Swah's back in the picture, Jay. What you think about it? What you think about that conversation with him and his brother? Kind of tattletaling, right?
He is. That's his bro. It's like, yo, but you got to take care of this because I took this file. If they find out that I did all this, I'm gonna need you to do your thing as, you know, the lawyer guy, whatever your connections are. Handle this, all right? Handle it because this had everything to do with your wife. You know what I'm saying? This has everything to do with her. So I was helping her out. So save me. All right, I got you. Oh, you dealing with such and such? Dang. Okay. He has to find a way to really clear this up. So, but
fix it.
It does show me that he really does still care about it because he doesn't have to do anything, right? So it does show me that he don't really want to divorce her. He really doesn't.
Jay.
What's up?
Jay.
What's
he
up?
He done brought them papers. He served her.
But
he don't really want a divorce, Jay.
He's changing his mind now. He's changing his mind. I'm telling you.
Jay, you're a man of facts. You know what I'm saying? You always say,
remember the last episode, honey. Remember the last episode, okay? Remember the speech. We talked about it. The speech. How your man was feeling the speech. How your man is seeing her in a different light. I'm telling you, he's changing his mind slowly but surely.
Well, change it back, because you out of here. Yeah. Get out of here. No,
watch
but then
go ahead.
I was gonna say, but then on top of that, I thought it was interesting that apparently Swah is always the good guy. Remember, Diarra was like, he's like the perfect Negro, like he's that example Negro, right? And so now his brother was like, "Well, it's interesting to see that you messed up this time." And I thought that showed a different side to, I guess, the brother dynamic, because Swah gives that impression to everyone that he's Mr. Perfect. So I definitely thought that was something. But yeah, now he's got to fix it, because in this conversation, he also tells Swah that Diarra is on the detective's hit list. She's a suspect. So not only do you need to address her, but you need to figure out how you're going to handle it with this detective too. Because we still have an unalived Russian on our hands now.
That's right.
This was funny, Jay. Mr. T, right, and Diarra at school, and Mr. T has an unwelcome guest.
Hey, Mr. DJ. I need him out of here.
But you can still make me that salmon, though. You can still make me that salmon. But I
what he said was so like, oh God, like, but he's sticking around for a reason. He's letting him stay for a reason. I'm not going to say what he said, but if it was me and the lady, I wouldn't kick her out if she was cooking me salmon and playing with the and playing with the head game. You know what I'm saying?
And that's what he said. But that man had more excuses than somebody going to jail. He was like, well, I was going to make you breakfast. Oh, well, I was going to paint that wall. Oh, I was going to. And he said,
I'm not a morning person. I'm not a morning person. I'll get it later.
Because you know, Mr. T likes to give him the muffin and have him get out. That's the parting gift.
Right. Yeah.
Lord. So yeah, so he's talking to Diarra about that. Hilarious. Monty is me. I'm gonna call you out. Listen, because what you doing over there, Diarra? What you got going on? That was funny to me. But yeah, Mr. T might have to hold on to this house guest though, because remember, he can place Diarra at the sex club that night. So we need him on the good foot for now.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
So she leaves school. Now, is this not telling about the generation? Was this not a telling example? Diarra gets home, gets out the Who ride, little boy playing the game in his own world. Next thing we see, Diarra is snatched up and in the back of them people's car.
Uh-huh.
What was going through your head? Did you know who it was?
I had no idea who it was. I mean, I'm always going back to the Russian. Whether he's alive or not, his people are out there. So I'm always thinking, okay, some people that's down with the Russian now. But the kid just not hearing anything and sucking at the game. Even when he lost, it was like, you suck. Like, and she's like, help, with her hands on the window. Like, how you not hearing that, bro? The headphones are that good? Dang.
No, he was just engrossed in the picture. But also what we didn't mention is that Diarra in this moment, or right before, as she's talking to T, is thinking, okay, Ambien might not be a victim. He might be an avenger, right? He might be avenging this kidnapping that happened all this time ago. So we might need to be looking at Ambien in a different light. And I'm glad that she's finally getting that awareness, because clearly somebody's operating behind the scenes and looking out for her and having her back. That's what it feels like.
Except in this moment. Except in this moment right here.
Yeah, except for right here. Mr. T let that man move in on it. He sure did, unbeknownst to him. He said that's a hobosexual.
Yes, he did.
He needs a place he needs a place to lay his head. Okay,
dialogue is hilarious.
So now here we go. Diarra done got snatched up by none other than Mr. Greek, honey. And with his grandson at Mr. Greek's at the restaurant. Looking fly though in her like cream patent leather. I was really digging the look French coat. It was giving all the vibes. But basically, this is her opportunity to confront him. And also an opportunity for him to confront her. And he's like, listen, sis, you got till Friday to let me know if you're going to be my friend, okay, or not. And also bust out with her with the good intel. Like, I know who your husband is. I know where you work. I know all this stuff about you, Diarra. So what's the motivation? What's going on? And of course, Diarra being Diarra is going to call him out and be like, look, I know what you did. Not knowing what he did, but thinking she know what he did.
Yeah. She has an idea. Yeah, she has an idea. She always tries to play it like she knows stuff just to kind of like get out of situations and be like, well, I already know what you did. So, I'll let you know if we're going to be friends or not, because I got something on you. But she has nothing really on him but the detective's book saying Mr. Greeks, right? Service or whatever his name is. I mean, it was an intimidation move, on his part. So we'll see what happens next.
And we also get in this kind of scene, right? That detective Elias, who gave Diarra his notebook, he said that detective was looking at me all those years ago. He knew I was at the strip club. I don't want my wife to get mad all over again. Like, listen, you've got it wrong. And my whole time in this moment, I'm thinking, Diarra, again, loud and wrong. This is probably nothing that you think it was.
Nothing
But
at
now,
all.
yes, but now, honey, she is, you know, still on her tangent and she still thinks she knows what the truth is, but now she's got strippers to locate, okay? But in the meantime, while she was abducted, so she doesn't have her car, she doesn't have her information, the only phone number that she remembers by heart is your buddy, Jay. Good old Swah. Okay. And so he comes, picks her up, brings her back to the house, and he's starting to lay stuff out for her, right? He's like, you are not a PI, Diarra. Like, you're not a private investigator. Um, this is above your pay grade. These people are dangerous. All of the things. What did you think of this moment and how she called him first? What did you think of that?
Well, again, she remembers all the connections, contacts, and just like the only number she can remember is his number. I can roll with that. You know what I mean? Like that's I'm gonna say that's still her husband. They didn't sign the papers yet. So yeah, it would make sense for her to call him to kind of get her out of this, and take her home. But he's warning her for real, like, yo, just I don't know what you think you're doing. Like you tripping right now. Just calm down with whatever you're doing. And she's really not trying to hear it. So, you know,
You know?
he's trying.
What
He's
did
trying to save
what
her.
what did you think of the moment when he says, "Come home"? And of course, throughout this
Mm,
interaction, she's like, "Are you saying that to me as my lawyer, or are you saying
mhm,
this to me as my husband?" And he's like, "Stop, Diarra. I don't wanna fight
mhm.
about this." And she's like, "You never
Yeah.
wanna fight. You never wanted to fight for me," right? So, it was
Mhm.
kind of a deep moment. I was like, "All right, Diarra, what we gonna do with this?" Because he clearly feels like he's still your protector. I agree with you in that, Jay. I don't know if he still wants the marriage, but he does still feel some allegiance to her and
He
the
does.
desire to protect her.
He still has a
Okay.
little care for her, because if he didn't, then he wouldn't have came and got her. You know what I'm saying? Kind of warned her. Like he does still care, but it's not like full throttle care like when before they were married and fully in love.
So
So
this is just GP care. This is just like, we was once together. I still love you. I might not be in love. I still have love
yeah.
for you. Okay.
Well, he doesn't want to see her hurt. He doesn't want to see her hurt. He really doesn't.
I believe that. I believe that. So, honey, now we are back at command center.
This is
Yara has a
crazy.
brand new theory worked out, honey, and they are going to get to the bottom of everything. And of course, Mr. T and Monty, her right hands, right? They are in it
Yeah.
to win it. They are going to help her through. Look, they've even got the brainstorming like chart out,
Yeah.
seeing where this leads to. And apparently, this leads to the strippers, to the 90s strippers. Okay. We found them on Instagram. And so they come up with the bright idea that they are going to do a documentary, or at least they're going to tell the ladies, right? The old strippers, that we are doing a documentary called Griots on the Fringe.
Yeah.
Basically, the premise is that the strippers are the storytellers and they keep the secrets of Detroit. And so the ladies eat this up. I mean, Aja is doing their hair. What did you think of this moment?
So before the strippers came about, I liked the method in which she came to say, like, if all the students get the same question right, what does it mean? They cheated.
Mhm.
So what she figures out is, if we get these strippers together and they all tell the same story, then we can figure out what's outside of that to find out exactly what happened and if dude was at the club or not. So one thing I did notice is that they're using the school property video cameras, right? Property of Douglas Middle School. That was
Absolutely.
hilarious. Also, what's her name? I always get her name wrong. Asha, what's her name?
Aja. Mhm.
Aja, and she's like, "How do you get me to do their hair? Like, tell them they got to stay still so I can do their hair. Like, how do you get? Like, how do you convince me to be involved with this stuff because she's not heavily involved like the other two. I love the other two, Mr. T, Moni. They are fully engaged to really crack this thing just for Diarra. So they're all in. They're all in this. So I love it. Like what are the names? The Flamingos of Detroit or something like that? Like
the Flamingo girls, I think is who they were, honey. And they still with it. They like, listen, we didn't come in before in the daytime because that's when like the C-class girls came in, honey. Those were not the girls you wanted to be. They said, but on the day of the OJ trial, it was different, honey. They felt like they was real Americans. They said, was it about OJ? No. They said he could have been sitting right there. We ain't giving an F OJ, is what they said. Right. But she said in that moment when the verdict got read, they feel like they were true Americans. Now, I don't have any I was too young to really know what was going on with the whole OJ thing. But was there a feeling around Jay that you remember during the time when the OJ verdict was read?
Absolutely. I felt like we all won because what's up, Tyra? Well, I felt like in that moment when it was like not guilty, we all felt like, yo, finally, you know what I'm saying? Justice and all this and that. Whether he did it or not, we didn't care. It was just another black man on trial. We just wanted him to win. So yes, I was around. I saw it on TV. I was around people at work. And we were like, yeah. But of course, the other side was like, right. He did it. How could this happen? You know what I'm saying? So we felt like the justice system really served us on that day. So yes, we were celebrating. We didn't care if he was right or wrong or if he did it or not.
Yeah, then he came out and was like, I'm not black, I'm OJ, right? So there's that. But I do get it. In hindsight, after looking at the case and all that stuff, I'm like, well, it's been reversed for a long time. I guess it was time for a switch. Not 99 and this one's for the 99 and 2000.
In the 2000s.
Diarra is, because Diarra is not working. She's not paying attention to that class. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
She's stealing the AV equipment. Diarra is a problem at the workplace at this point. I'm here to see y'all.
She is a menace. She is a menace, yo. She's like, I'm gonna use the equipment. I'm gonna use the computers. I'm gonna have the students research stuff like crazy. She wild.
All of it. Breeze, you are right. We were talking about that when we first came on. The timing is wild.
Crazy. Blew my mind. I'm like, whoa.
What are the odds? Hey, Candy girl. Hey, Candy.
What up?
But let's get back into it. Okay.
Yeah.
So we had the ladies, did the documentary, asked our little questions, and now it is time to do our own recognizance. Now, Jay, can I be honest with you?
What's up?
I was with Mr. T. Pay her to stop because what was he doing? I was so mad at this stripper. Y'all, top left of your screen. When I tell you it irked my nerves with that no count twerk, like I was aggravated. Mr. T said, just make it stop. He said, oh, I'll pay you to stop.
Like, I'll pay you. just please, just get it out my face.
Then Diarra will say she didn't stop. She's still going.
Yeah, hilarious, yo.
Was this a bonding moment, Jay? What was this about? What was this about?
This was kind of like a sub victory type of lap type thing. Like, yo, we finally got something. We put the 2 and 2 together and it worked and Diarra figured it out and we were all part of it. And it was on some like, yo, I think we're almost there. Uh-oh.
Sorry, we're good.
Okay.
Well, get back to you. My bad.
The Matrix. Okay. Yeah, so this was like, yo, we finally got something. We figured it out, but we got one more piece that we have to get. But at least we got the strippers to talk. At least we kind of getting somewhere, So they were kind of happy about that.
Yeah, I felt the same. So they were like, let's go ahead. Let's go to the strip club. Let's have a good time, right? But also, let's map out what happened. If Mr. Greek, the reservist, right, was still there at the strip club, he would have had to go to the mall, right? Northview Mall, I think it was. So Mr. T and Moni are like, they're going to be the ones to do the trial run. They're going to time themselves leaving the strip club,
Oh
going
my
to the
God.
mall, fake abducting Deontay, and then coming back, right? To see if the theory fits. They come up with all this stuff, honey. So yes, definitely a bonding moment, but also a moment of like, yeah, let's get to the bottom of
Let's
this. Of
go.
course, going on Diarra's doing what Diarra does best, okay, which is come up with a theory. So
Yeah, she
now
does.
you said you have a name for her. What's her name, Jay? It might be
Well,
really
she had a red wig on before, so I called the big red, but now she got a different color wig. So she
yeah.
Miss Green today. You know what I'm saying? But she always creeping through, always coming through at the wrong time, and man, she's kind of type menacing, you know what I mean? Like, shoot.
She is. She's kind of like Miss V is a little scary. Miss Velveteen, Miss Velvet.
Yeah.
She seem like she not playing. But in this scene, she didn't came into Diarra's house. This ain't Danger's house. This is Diarra Mama
Mm-hmm.
house, right? And he's in there cooking
Mm-hmm.
chili. Because listen, hold on, let me get back on camera real quick. Danger is gonna take care of Diarra.
He been taking care of here.
Listen,
Just with the pancakes that we know for now. The pancakes we knew before. I mean, like I said, I predicted something else, but at least we got a little bit close. You know what I mean?
listen. That's what I needed to see. And so, but basically, what's happening here? You know
Fan
what?
yourself. Fan
Definitely
yourself.
Bonnie because Aja and Monty really don't feel each other for real. I did feel like there
Yeah,
is
yeah.
some sort of space between Mr. T and Monty seem to have really picked up and they seem like they're real cool. But Aja and Monty, we haven't seen them connect at all. So I feel
Yeah,
that,
because they're
Monique.
from like two different worlds. You know what I'm saying? Like Aja's more like the more bougie side, and Moni's like the more ghetto side, if you want to use that word loosely. But I like Moni. I like both of them because they're down for DR to get down to this case. So
Yeah.
yeah,
And they
definitely
seem like
bonding.
they can put their differences aside to
Oh yeah.
connect. And I like that as well. Danger can take care of me if she don't appreciate.
Yes, we know the new Miss Frisky. We know.
Listen, listen, because he's doing all the things. But basically, Big V comes and she's like, listen, Danger, aka Calvin. Tate gone. Tate has been unalived. And I told
Mhm.
you if this happened or it got down, I need to know if we're still family. Okay. Are you still down to ride? Basically, is Danger gonna reluctantly ride with Miss V? What do we think? What's a prediction here, Jay? What do we think is gonna happen?
Mm, I don't know. It's hard to tell because with everything that he's been doing with Diarra, it's hard to tell whether he's just going to like switch up on her, you know what I
Mm,
mean, and roll with, Missy over here, or if he's just going to have no choice but to roll with Missy over here. You know what I mean? So it's kind of hard to predict what's really going to happen because they kind of left this like, what's he going to do? Is he
yeah.
going to roll with her? Or is he not going to roll with her? You know what I'm saying? So
And what
I
does she
like
want
it.
him to do? Yeah, and what does she want? What is his particular skill set that she needs him when she has a whole crew of guys, right?
I
Like
don't. Well, I mean, he's a thief, right? That's one thing I know, but I don't know. Is there anything else? Please put me on.
that's what I'm trying to understand because what makes him so valuable when you already have a crew that's officially your crew, right?
Yeah.
Why are you so desperate to get Danger's help? Maybe he has a maybe and maybe it's thievery. I don't know. But if they've
Maybe it's
unalived someone,
thievery, and maybe he's just the leader of his crew, and she just wants him to have his crew on deck. So when anything goes down, just call on him.
reinforcement.
Hmm.
Mhm. So now we are back at the house, honey. We are back at the house and Danger here. Let me come back. Let me come back on screen. Danger is a man of the arts. Okay. He is well read. And so they're in the bed and they are reading, and Diara's like, you know what? I need something. And he's like, are you ready for it? Are you ready for it? And she's like, yeah, I'm ready for it. Next thing I know, Diarra's shirt above her head, like Tweet said in the song, oops, there goes my shirt up over my
Hmm.
head. And next thing
Hmm.
I know, we have got the cheeky, shorts on, booty cheeks, the dark meat, right, is coming out and he is rubbing her down, rub down, rub down.
Right.
Then
And
all of a
she's like,
sudden, oh,
yeah,
go
go ahead,
ahead.
go ahead. No, no, no. And I was like, huh? Well, that's it. Because
That
I
was
thought,
enough, Jay.
I feel you, but like I said in the beginning, I felt like he really wanted to be with her. And if this is like just the beginning and taking it slow, that's cool too, because she's definitely getting satisfaction, all the stress she's going through. He's relieving her on all levels, mentally, spiritually,
Preach.
physically. He is breaking it down. And brothers, that's what you got to do. To all my brothers out there, you got to take it slow. You know what I mean? Salute. But you gotta take it slow. You gotta wine and dine. You gotta, you know what I'm saying? Like cook for her, make her feel good. She's had a stressful day, work or whatever, or trying to find out where Deontay is. You know what I'm saying? So, brothers, slow it down, massage her, make her feel good, get some oils going, get some nice music going, read some books with her, whatever you need to do, just satisfy her mentally and spiritually, and then you'll get to the rest. The rest will just fall right into place.
Well, I mean, give a word on tonight, Jay. Now, listen, I mean, are we preaching on a Sunday evening? Did y'all hear that PSA? Brothers, I need you to get your pens and pencils, your notebooks out, your Post-it notes, and take a lesson from Mr. J and Danger. Okay. Okay. Yeah, and take heed. Listen, that's all she want. That's all she want. That's all she want. But in the midst of this beautiful moment that they're sharing, we hear a voice, a knock at the door, and it's Swah being a blocker. It's Swah being a player hater, being a blocker. He comes in and, apparently it's urgent, according to him. And he's just like, you know, Diarra, you got to stop. Enough
Right.
is enough. It's too much. Quit it. And then he hears the bump, bump, bump upstairs. And he's trying to get into it and be nosy, right? And actually, what he's playing right here, you guys, is a voicemail from his new boo thing, past boo thing, I guess now, which I think is a lie, right? But basically she's saying, I know you're still married and it's confusing and it's a mess. And I guess we're not going to be able to have our 3-month whatever together. And he's like, see, Diarra, see, Diarra, see, Diarra, I told you I wasn't cheating on you. Now, sir, why did you come to my house and knock on my door just to tell me that? Jay, what's going on?
Like I said earlier, my indication, okay, true. But my just thoughts on this is that he still does somehow, some way have feelings for her. And I think, okay, we talked about it on the other show that we love, our favorite show, BMF, right? Talking about the grass is green on the other side, right? And maybe he's finding out the grass wasn't greener with this other woman. And that he still truly does still love Diarra. And at the same time, he's trying to look out for her. I mean, she called him, he picked her up. You know what I'm saying? When you see, if you like separate from like your partner and you don't see him in a while and you see them again, it's like those feelings kind of generate again, like, yo, I miss her or I miss him, right? So maybe that's what's going on with Swah. He's like, you know what? Listen, you do need to stop this whole detective thing. But just know, I think, didn't he play it after he heard the bump, bump, bump? Didn't he play that after he was like, what's going on, right? Then he take
No,
out
I
his
think
phone,
he
hey,
played it before because then he
he
walked
played
out
before?
immediately after they did the look, and she was like and he was like he kinda backed out. I think he played it
Yeah.
before.
Okay. Well, he was trying to just show her, like, look, I told you she wasn't with me while we were together. So basically, he said, come home, right? Earlier. He
Mhm.
wants her back. He wants her back.
But he couldn't tell her. She asked him, "Do you want me back as my husband or as my lawyer?" He didn't want to answer a direct question. Monique, I agree. Swah could have texted that. Listen, because you messing up my danger time. Like, because Diarra said before they was in the strip club. I forgot to mention this. All of them were in the strip club talking about F these Negroes or these ninjas rather. And Diarra said, "I'm not letting Danger go. Y'all could do what y'all, but my man at home, I'm not letting that good thing go."
But see, you know what though? It's like, okay, first it's ambient, right? Now it's danger, right? It's like she's like going with the dudes of the moment. Like Danger's been there, but now he's doing something for her that she is really being fulfilled with at this very moment. Because again, there's nobody else. Ambient's not around. She's looking for him. Swah's doing what he's doing, and Danger is fulfilling the need at this time. So
you think it's temporary? I don't want it to be temporary. I think he really
I think it's a moment in time. You know what I mean?
I felt like Ambien, I felt like Swah was the big heartbreak. You know what I mean? That was the marriage that dissolved. I felt like Ambien was that hump you get over. That was the rebound. And I feel like Danger, I mean, it's a mess because she is still actively pursuing to find out what happened to Ambien, but I don't know. I'm a forever optimist. I wanna see her and Danger together now.
It would be nice, but we also got to remember Danger's occupation.
Yeah, dangerous.
He's a freaking thief. He tried to rob her in episode 1. So it's like he's great at cooking pancakes, at making her feel good, at reading books, at really being cool about the whole situation, keeping the vibe rolling, right? He's great at doing that. But at the end of the day, is he the one that she would possibly run off with? Probably not.
I hope so. We're gonna see. Why is it always
Keep hope alive? Keep hope alive.
So we're a thief with a therapist. Listen, Monique, he said that's how he paid for it. He said that therapist want her check.
Right.
Okay, so now Diarra has what I call one of her Raven moments, right? From That's So Raven. I feel like when she transports into the scene, when she finally gets clarity, right? So she transports in this moment after watching the video of the Scrippers, okay? And she's like, what really happened? Okay. And so she, in that moment, flashes back to the 90s when they were reading the OJ verdict and saw all of the girls there and starts kind of cycling through some new ideas of what really could have happened and what's up with Effie. Okay, now that was the stripper who got kind of quiet on certain things, but she seemed to have an intimate knowledge.
I thought her name was Ebony. Okay, Effie. Okay,
Ebony, I'm calling her Effie, like Dream Girls.
Like Power. I thought you were saying Effie like from Power Book 2 Girls, but yes, I thought it was Ebony. But either way, yes. What's up with that? We looking at the video. Why is she so quiet? You know? Yeah, you sure he was there? Yeah, yeah. She looked real suspect in that video too. But as she's rewinding it back, I love how she just figures all these things out. She rewinds it and she's there, and I love all that stuff, right? Yeah, Breeze. Guilty.
Yep, she was too quiet, absolutely. And so Diarra's like, I need to see her. I need to get to her, right? I need to have a talk with her. And so this is when it comes to your favorite line, Jay, when she was like, Diarra's, spouting her theory about Zervis being the one who abducted Deontay, all that stuff. And Miss Effie White, listen, because I'm a Dream Girls aficionado.
Effie White. That's why you call her Effie.
Effie. And so she's like, he didn't do it. And Diarra was like, how you know? And she was like, well, first of all, okay, the mob is involved with these factory workers and the unions, right? Which gives us a whole new perspective. But then she also says he couldn't have done it because I was giving him a hand job with my mouth. Listen. There you go. Listen. And so then Diarra again has her Raven moment. And she's like, Deontay Brooks is a junior. So that means that there's a Senior. And that
Yes.
is who Zervis was actually looking for, because the daddy was about to do a strike with his union of the factories, which would have slowed down everything, messed everything up. But as a result of all the foolishness, I guess he went into the bottle after his son was missing all the things. So, what did you think of that?
That was a major bomb right there. It was like so major, like it just dropped. You know what I'm saying? First, again, episode full of surprises. Hand job with your mouth. Never heard of that in my life. Okay. So
Diarra
she had
say
to
that's
straighten
not how
out.
that works.
Yeah, first of all, that's not how it works. Second of all, so when the whole thing, he couldn't climax because he was on the phone making phone calls. What was he calling? Oh, the warehouse. Boom, automatically the warehouse pops in her head, right? From the pictures, right? Putting it all together. There's a junior and a senior, and then boom, mama pops in the head. Yeah, he worked at the factory 30 years, da 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 da. He knows a lot of people, major influence. Strike going on. Yeah, dude has to stop that. And the idiots picked up the kid and not, what? Was that intentional? I mean, it worked for them, right? It worked out. The strike didn't happen. But was that really intentional? I mean, I
And
don't know.
was that really it? Was that
Right.
really it? Because then in this scene, yes, Monique, mind blown.
Yeah,
Supper
Monique.
with Zervis. I mean, because this was the time, right, where we were coming back to let Zervis know we were going to be the friend, right? But
Uh-huh.
Diarra rolls out, the newfound information, her newfound theory, and he's like, actually, and as he begins to kind of tell us the truth and who was
Mhm.
really in charge, right?
Yep.
Because he
Yep.
wasn't the big boss back then that he is today.
Nope.
The man keels over at the
Mm.
table, Jay. Did you immediately know it was poison? What did you think?
So when this happened, again, I'm watching it, second time watching it, I pushed back just like Diallo. I was like, oh shoot, like what's going on here? Right? I was in it. Like I was totally engaged. Like, what the hell? Crazy, right? And I was like, dang. And then when she's very observant, very observant. She reminds me of myself. She's very observant when she saw the server's hand and saw the mother freaking spider on the hand.
Oh,
Bruh,
yeah.
it was wild. I was like, yo, get the hell up out of there. Like right now, run, go. What are you doing? Why are you sitting there? But he did say, I heard him say, and I don't know if you heard this, I heard him say the chief, and then he was like, and then he killed over. So who is the chief? What, the chief of police? The chief of what?
That's what I was
So,
saying. He was halfway there to giving us the information.
but if we run it back, remember the chief was trying to stop
The
old boy, the coward.
Yeah. Could they have bought the police chief? Okay. Hold on.
Bum, bum.
That might
There we
be a
go.
prediction. Might be something, but here, so we have it, right? The server's
Yeah,
hand. We have the note from the notebook. We have the
yeah.
spiders everywhere. That wasn't an asterisk. That was a spider, Jay.
Spider.
And
Yeah.
then as Diarra is walking out, she passes a dead body or unalive body, right? And we're
Mm-hmm.
like, what's happening? Next thing we know, bright lights, grab Diarra, throw her in the trunk, and skeets her away. Oh
Skirt.
my gosh.
Yep.
And, and I just want to know who took
Yeah.
Diarra? Who took her?
If it's not homeboy that just passed, who could it be? This is crazy. Like, it's getting good. Family, it's getting good. Like, I'm engaged with this thing for real. Thank you again. Because, like I said, if you didn't say, yo, we need to check out Diarra, I would not be so engaged like this. You know what I mean? So this is really good. Like, I don't know. I don't know.
I think, Monique, listen,
What do you
I was
think?
not expecting, listen, Breeze, I was not expecting that either. I was screaming, "Get up, run, and take your
Yeah.
drinking vest too."
Yeah,
To
yeah.
investigator Monique. Deontay, I think it's
You
Deontay
might be
because
right.
what did I say before? The super secret
Wait.
Negro soldier program, Deontay. But why take
Mhm,
out the other guy that was outside all slit up, right, by the door? Why
mhm.
take him out, right? This was a concerted effort to extract Diarra. This is early prediction, but next week, I think they're gonna, take her with a bag over her head, whatever, they put the cloth bag over the head, sit her down
Yeah.
in the chair, put her arms behind her, and Deontay's gonna be the one to take off the thing.
Oh, okay.
That's
Let's
what I
go.
that's what I
That's a
think.
prediction. That's a prediction. Okay. I got close with my prediction with Danger. Real close.
You did.
But that you may be right, Monique 69 ways, and you may be right on the money with that. I think I can agree with that. That is really Deontay just trying to cover his tracks,
Mhm.
right? Man, why though? That's the question. Why is he trying to cover his tracks? Was it okay? So if it's Deontay, what about this? What if it's somebody that's connected to the chief? Remember, before he killed Dove, he said, Chief, you know what I'm saying? And they already have been following her, right?
Mhm.
So they saw her meeting up. I'm saying it might be the chief too, trying to cover himself up because he's behind the whole thing.
But would he be taking people out just willy-nilly? Would he take out his connect with the Greek? Was she getting too close to the
She
truth?
was getting too close. And again, they're already in there hearing this conversation. She already got it down. Like she is like right there on the edge. So they're hearing this like, all right, we got to take him out because she put him in the corner. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? He didn't want her to call CPS and
Get the
Pop was in
business
jail, right? Right. She's blackmailing him, whitemailing him, blackmailing, whatever you want to say. You know what I'm saying? So
new one. I never heard
so
that.
I don't like to call it blackmail, so I call it white mail. So anyway, I'm just saying he was this close to really just breaking. So they was like, hell nah. You know what? What you eating something? Here you go. Here you go, sir. There you go. The chief. So you never know. It could be the chief. It could be the chief and Deontay Jr. I don't
It
know.
could
This
be.
is
They could be in
crazy.
cahoots because she says in this episode also, she's like, "He could be using me. He could be using me to navigate this whole thing." Remember at the meetup? They're like,
Yeah.
"I don't he didn't come across as the guy who would have someone else come in his place."
Right.
But then he
And
probably came in
she did say he's a con man.
a
That
scam.
sticks out of my mind because this is a person that has probably dealt with Deontay before.
Mhm.
Why would she call him a con man if she didn't think he was on that level? That was a big clue. You know what she said.
Super
You know,
secret
before.
Negro soldier program. Has different identities like Jason Bourne. That's all I can
Yo,
think.
if David Allen Greer pops out, I'm gonna be mad. You know what I'm saying? I'll be like, I'm done. I'm done. I got tired of sitting with the movie.
It could be the chief.
Could
Now,
be
I
the
wonder
chief.
how this new investigator will come into play because Diarra is a person of interest. It's only a matter of time before they put her at the club that night. So, I'm curious to see and what is Swah gonna do? Is he gonna stand up and do what he needs to do to keep her safe? This is we have 2
Yeah.
more episodes, Jay.
Only
Only
two?
2 more episodes.
Oh, this is not good. I'm getting mad because I want 10. I need 10. I don't need 8. You know what I'm saying? This is just too good. Um, well, the question that you just asked, at this point, she's missing.
Mhm.
So we don't know where she is. We don't know who's gonna be, in the warehouse, as you say, whether it be the chief or Deontay, but she's missing now. So I think Swah may put out an APB on her.
Okay.
Danger may put out an APB like, yo, she ain't come home for me to cook her pancakes and rub her back. What's going on? You know what I mean? Is Swah's brother clean? Maybe not. I mean, if we talking about the chief, we talking about the mob, the whole police department may be involved here.
and
except for
orchestrating
that detective.
files she got to see, right? Because I mean, as an officer, you can, give somebody what you want them to see in a file.
And again, that was a shady move on Swah's brother to do that. You're not supposed to give a file like that to a civilian. So of
Mhm.
course he's corrupt. They all could be down with the chief and just playing the game. You know what I mean? Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
Brees. We do need 10 episodes for real. It's
And
crazy.
'cause it's good. Has this surprised you? Be honest. Has this show
It,
surprised you from
it
the first
has.
moment we talked about it? Okay.
It has gotten, at first, that last episode was good. This episode made up for that last episode. Like it was good. But this like really put on the edge of like suspense and mystery and who did what and da 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 da. It's like this episode is like the core of the mystery, you know, show that we want to see.
Mhm.
So we getting down to the bottom of it, and it's getting right. We're almost right on the edge. We right there. It's like, come on, 2 more episodes. Okay, okay.
I
I love
hope
it.
that
I do
that's
love
my
it.
hope. I'm so glad. I knew it was gonna be something special. I'm excited that she's living up and even exceeding my expectations with this. Y'all know this was created and written by Diarra Kilpatrick, in
Yeah.
real life, really from Detroit. And I love this for her. And I hope more people watch every single week, even if they wait until the season's over and come back and binge it, because I need a season two. I already know. I already know they're gonna set us up with some tomfoolery, and I'm going to need a season 2. Do you have any predictions that you wanna give for the rest of these last 2 episodes? Any other thoughts you have on the show?
So being that the chief is now inserted in this, instead of Deontay, we are going to see the chief and his crew. I know I
Mhm.
feel like Scooby Doo. That's what we doing right now. We all in Scooby Doo mode, right? We gonna solve the case. So I think as far as predictions goes, if they are going to do a season 2, which they should, I don't think we're gonna see. If we do see Deontay, it won't be like she's finding him. We might see him go into a place, a store, something like that, as far as episode 8 at the end to make this continue on to a season 2. That might be the
Mhm.
cliffhanger that he, goes back to the spot, or that he goes into the photo place where the guy was that told him to go get some pee, you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
and get a girlfriend, and where they, the
Yeah.
right. There's so many things that we can look at and say, you know what? Nah, let's not end this. Let's keep this thing going. So next episode, we might see the chief or somebody connected to the chief, or we might see Swah's brother.
That'll be
You know,
deep,
that'd
man.
be crazy.
That'll be deep. That'll
You
be
know what I'm
deep.
saying? And his brother's down with the chief. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, it's gonna be good. What do you think?
I think so. Well, what I'm hoping, right, is if we do get a season 2, I hope that we get a full conclusion to this case, and I hope they set us up with a brand new premise. Maybe someone
Okay.
else goes missing. Maybe one of her friend group goes missing, right?
Hmm.
Then we spend season 2 trying to find them. I really hope they put a bow on Deontay, because I'm kind of over Ambien, because I like Danger now. I'm like, all right,
Oh, now you kicking him to the curb, or you kicking him to the curb?
or maybe we see Diarra start her own private investigation firm, because at this point, honey, this is what you need to be doing for your calling in your life, because teaching ain't it anymore, sis. Uh, I feel like the series should be a comic book.
Right.
Absolutely. It
Right.
would be awesome. It'd
That'd be
be an awesome
cool.
comic book. It gives those vibes for sure. But yeah, but
Yeah.
Jay, as always, thank you for coming on and talking about Diarra. I'm going to give you the floor. Let the people know what's going on this week, sir.
All right. All
Sorry.
right.
You. There you
All
go.
right. It's all good. Hey, guys. Hey, again, thank you for doing this and having me here. Doing again, like I said, if you didn't tell me about this, I probably wouldn't have been covering it, but I'm glad we're covering it together. So definitely a great, great show. So, family, as you know, BMF tomorrow, final predictions. We will be showing the exclusive picks. We're going to play the game, what it looked like, do some predictions, see what's going to happen with Lucille, Charles, and the doctor and everybody else. So definitely look out for that tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, BMF. All right, episode 8, exclusive picks. And yeah, this week is a busy week because I will be doing a little bit of traveling. So, but look out for what we're going to be doing with BMF this coming Saturday. And yes, your girl, Ashley, Sweet Pea, is going to be hosting this next one. So look out for that. And then we are gearing up and getting ready for, Power Book Ghosts. And also, I forgot to say last time, Bel Air's coming back too. So we gearing up for a lot of shows to be coming in May, June, July, August. So get ready for the summer. We're going to be having a very, very busy summer. Definitely hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. You know what it is. VACAYJ, back to you, Ashley.
Appreciate you. Thank you for letting the people know, because definitely the final predictions, y'all, if y'all are not tuning in on Monday nights at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, what are you doing? Because that is the most fun panel that you will see on these YouTube streets. Okay. But as far as what I've got going on the channel, of course, I'm hosting next week for BMF episode 8. But tonight I will be dropping my Fallout episode 1 review. If y'all aren't watching Fallout, that's for real a question. What are you doing? Also, we'll be dropping my Parish 3 episode. That'll be out. And then Palm Royale, Mary and George, all this week. Y'all know I post like 3, 4, 5 times a week. So just be thou prepared for that. And as always, you guys, we appreciate you so much for keeping it live in the chat. And we will be sure to see you guys in the next video. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe and do all the things. Thank you guys. Have a good rest of your week.
Salute.